number 26, where he teaches us something that many of us have not grasped yet. See, 22 through 25 shows us how to get a miracle called vision. But 26 shows us how to maintain it. It's quiet in this Episcopalian church. See, because a whole lot of y'all done got miracles, but you lost them. And the reason why you lost them because you didn't understand that there's a process of maintenance that goes along with it. You do understand what maintenance is, don't you? If you got a house, you got to cut the grass. If you got a house, you got to cut the grass. You got to keep the kitchen clean. If you got to, come on, talk to me up in here. You got to clean the house up. If you got a house, if you got an apartment, you got to take out the garbage. You understand what maintenance is, don't you? You know what maintenance is. If you got an automobile, you have to make sure you get the oil change. You got to get a tune-up every 10,000 miles. You know what maintenance is. Let me look around. Yeah. Some of y'all know what maintenance is because if you got a weave, I can't get no help up in here. If you got a sew-in or a full enclosure, I can't get no help up in here. You got to get that thing maintenance. You got to get the braids tightened up in order to make sure that all that new growth, you understand what maintenance is? Maintenance is what's important and what we need to learn how to do to maintain the miracle of vision that's been given to us. What did Jesus do? So very glad you asked. Jesus gives him back his vision.
Yes, thank you, Lord.
And then gives him an instruction in verse 26. He says, go home. Go home. Y'all missed it. Jesus tells him, catch this, go home. Y'all missed it. He tells him to go home. Crazy question. Maybe y'all didn't think about this, but how would he know where home was when he was blind? The only way that he could know where home was is that at some point in time, he had to be able to see. And going through this thing called life, he lost his vision in the process. What are you trying to tell me, Bishop? I'm trying to tell you that sometimes life can be so challenging. Sometimes life can be so difficult. Sometimes life can be so hard that it will knock you off course. I can't get no help up in here. And some of y'all under the sound of my voice right now, you are sitting up in here wondering how in the world did you drift this far off course? Wondering how in the world did you get in this position? Because this was not your plan. This was not what you desired. This was not what you was expecting. But somehow, some way, you drifted off course. Why? Because you allowed yourself to be blinded by things that you shouldn't have been looking at in the first place. Can't get no help up in here. Touch somebody, look him in the face, and tell him, say, but you're about to get it back. Oh God, it's quiet in this Presbyterian church. I said, touch your neighbor and tell him, say, you are about to get it back. What am I about to get back? You're about to get your vision back. The reality is that Jesus tells the man, he says, now that I've given you back that which you lost, your responsibility now is to go back to the place of origin. In other words, home was a place where you first received vision. Home is a place where you first received the unctioning and the empowerment that you desired in order to move forward in the things of life. And see, sometimes we can get so distracted by that which we have experienced that we end up losing what God had placed on the inside of us. He says, however, once I give you back your vision, I want you to go back home, because it's home where the wicked is going to cease from troubling. It's home where the weary is going to touch your neighbor almost for the last time and tell him, go back home. I gotta close this thing because I'm losing y'all. The first thing he tells him to do, man of God, he tells him to go home. But then the next thing he tells him, he says, neither go into the town. Y'all missed it. I saw it go past you. I'm just talking about verse 26. He tells him to go home. But then he tells him neither go into the town. Y'all missed it one more time. Man. Can I tell you? He says, go home. Touch somebody, say, go home. And then he says, neither go into the town. Say, neither go into the town. somebody, say, go home. He says, neither going to the town. Say it. Say, go home, neither going to the town. Which would imply, catch this, that his home was not in the town he was hanging in. But because in his blindness, he wandered into a place that was never supposed to be in. I can't get no help in this house. Look at your neighbor and tell him, say, it's time for you to go home. Some of y'all still looking at me. Help me. Let's go on. I said, touch your neighbor. Say, it's time for you to go home. But when God pulls you out of this thing, he's telling you, I don't want you to ever go back. Look at somebody and tell them, he pulled me out to keep me out. I wish I had a witness up in here. I said, touch your neighbor and tell them, say, neighbor, he pulled me out to keep me out. And now that he's brought me out, I cannot go back. I wish I get some help up in here. Look at your neighbor and tell them, come here on time. Say, he brought me out to keep me out. Is there anybody in this place that's thankful tonight that God pulled you out of some stuff that you couldn't pull yourself out of? Look at somebody else and tell them, say, I'm thankful tonight that he pulled me out of my struggle. Thankful tonight that he pulled me out of my trial. Thankful tonight that he pulled me out of my heartache. Is there anybody here thankful tonight? Say wait a minute. The first thing he tells him is he tells him to go home. The next thing he tells him is he tells him neither go into the city. But then what really blows my mind is that he also tells him, don't even talk to the people that's in the city. I'm about to close now, but before I sit down, God told me to tell you, this is why he brought me here. He told me to give you some serious information. What's the information, Bishop? The information is simply this, that you have been released from explanation. Look at your neighbor almost for the last time and tell them, now that he brought me out, I ain't got to explain to anybody why I ain't coming back. Look at your neighbor. Tell him, say, I'm not explaining another day. If you don't see me, well then, if you don't see me, that's okay. But if you want to know why I ain't coming back, because she's told me don't go back. Say it. Wait a minute. Hear me. Three things. The first thing was he pulled him out. When he pulled him out, he gave him his vision. He says, now that I've given you a vision, go home. Go to the place of origin. Watch this. Where your vision can be recultivated. Where it can be recultivated. You got to go back to the place where you received it, so that it can be recultivated, so it can be built back up again. The second thing he tells him, watch this. He says, neither go into the town. He said, I didn't pull you out for you to go back.
Preach.
But then he says, neither talk to the people in the town. Which means that he's given you, watch this, a release from having to explain why you ain't coming back. Okay. Now here lies my challenge with this. Play softly, I'm done. Here lies my challenge. I would think that when Jesus did something so phenomenal in this man's life, I would think that Jesus would send him back and tell him to witness to those that brought him. I mean, what an amazing testimony. They brought him when he was blind. He can actually see now. What a witness. So I said to myself, Jesus, I want you to just send him back so that he can minister to those that brought him. He blew me away, man of God, because he said, Marvin, the reason why I can't send him back because the setup was cursed. y'all see, you Bible readers. He says Bethsaida was cursed. But here's the key. Here's the key. I said, well, God, if Bethsaida was cursed, how would they know to bring the blind man to you? He said, the way they knew it was because, Marvin, what you need to understand is that even though he was blind, they saw something in him that he could not see in himself. Y'all missed out some passion. That's why, watch this, that's why you have people that you know that was doing the same thing you was doing, and they strung out and you still in your right mind. You can remember, see, if you're almost like me, I remember in my early 20s, I remember actually just really before I accepted my call to ministry, I can remember like yesterday going to the club with some of my friends. When I went to the club, you know, nowadays they drink stuff like Ciroc and with the little Kool-Aid in it. That ain't no liquor. Back then we used to drink dark liquor. Y'all ain't got no, see, y'all saved. We drink dark liquor like, you know, Christian brothers. I can't get no help here. Hennessy, y'all ain't talk. See, y'all know about that kind of stuff. See, back in the day, we drunk that dark liquor, that vodka stuff, that stuff made with rice. I'm talking about some real liquor. Sitting up nursing that Long Island iced tea. I'm sitting at the bar with my boy, and my boy looks at me and says, "What are you doing here? You messing up my buzz. You know you ain't supposed to be sitting up in here with us. You're supposed to be getting ready for Sunday school in the morning." Trying to trick and stuff. And he drunk as a skunk, but he had enough revelation that what I could not see in myself, he saw in me. I want you to understand. That's why some of y'all here tonight. Strangely enough, I was having a conversation with my brother, my oldest brother, about 3 weeks ago in my office at my church. And we were talking about our friends that we went to high school with. He started talking about how his friends were senior vice presidents of banks and vice presidents of automotive companies and heads of human resource departments, his close friends. And tears started to roll down my face. And he said to me, "What you crying for, Marvin?" I'm sitting in my office. I said, "Because one of my boys did 25 years in prison. My other friend is strung out even as we speak on crack. Got another friend just buried his mother and he's an alcoholic. Got another friend that just got out from doing 22 years in prison. And these was my boys who I used to run with." He said, "What are you crying for?" I cried because I looked at him and I said something extremely profound. I looked at him and I said, "Never would have made it." Never could have made it without you. I would have lost it all. But now I see how you are there for me. Now I can say, never would have made it. Never could have made it without you. I would have lost my mind. But now I can see how you were there for me. And now I am stronger. And I'm wiser. I'm better. So much better. When I look back over all they brought me through, I can see that you were the one I held. Help me sing it, y'all. And I never, help me. Oh, I never could why you're here tonight. If you were to be honest, it's because God was there when you weren't even right. Aren't you thankful tonight that God was consistent even in your inconsistencies? I don't know about y'all, but every time I consider all the stuff that should have took me out, and if it wasn't for his grace and his mercy, it would have took me out, that I'm still here in my right mind. Just touch somebody, look at me and tell them, say, never would have made it. Sing it. Sing it with me. Never could have made it without. Wish I would sing it. Everybody open up your mouths, declare it. Right now, right now, right now. Never would have made it. Never could have made it. Sounds so sweet. Sounds so good. Last time, sing it again. Never would have made it. I would have lost it all, yo. But I'm here today. You are here today. We are here today. So because of you. Come on, give him praise if you know you're here because of who he is. Come on, help me praise him right now. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Open up your mouth to give him glory. Yeah. Listen, I have to go to my seat. And actually I have to go to my room because I'm exhausted.
Thank you, Lord.
But let me just ask you a very quick question. How many of y'all received something from the word of the Lord tonight? Put your hands down. Let me try one more time. I'm a strong believer that every word isn't for everybody. The reason being is because I've heard some words that did not meet me at the point of my need. But I want to ask you one more time. How many of y'all received something from the word of the Lord? Listen, this is what I need everybody to do quickly. They didn't ask me to do this. I didn't get the opportunity to ask the pastor anything. I just came straight in from the airport. But I feel led of God to challenge you all. One thing I've learned from scripture is I've learned that whenever God does something in word or in deed, the patriarchs of old would pause. They would set up an altar and they would offer up sacrifice. That's how we get those covenant names of God: Jehovah Jireh, Nisi, Tiskanu, Eliam, Makadish. And what I need to do is since you said, catch this, close the door. I don't want anybody leaving. We all gonna leave together in a moment. I don't think anybody got as far to go as I got to go. I got to go to Alabama tomorrow. So I can stick around for a little while, so can you all. Listen, my God, it's only 7:15. I think that's Jesus, it's early. Woo. Not tonight, y'all ain't though. Y'all ain't gonna be here later than that tonight. I want you to know. I'm gonna do this in 5 minutes. This is what I feel that I'm going to ask everyone to do. Everybody under the sound of my voice, I need you to go to your wallets, go to your purses. And I need you to get a minute seed, a very small seed of $20. Now listen, honestly, I used to think $20 was a whole lot of money. I used to. I remember when I first started dating my late wife, Dr. Marvin Sapp, in 1989, that $20 was a good date. Y'all missed it, I saw the passion. $20, I used to be able to take $10 and buy 2 tickets to the movies. $2.50 bought a large box of popcorn, 1 large soda, 2 straws. Y'all saying he cheating? No, that's swag. I'm looking in her eyes, she looking in mine. And still had, watch this, still had $6.50, I believe, or $7.50 left. Still had $7.50 left. Back then, gas was 89 cents a gallon.
Praise Jesus.
Put $5 in your tank. You can drive almost all week. Still had $2.50 left. Go buy me a Tahitian treat. Buy me some sour cream and onion.
All right, come on now.
Potato chips.
Come on now.
Go get me a pack of banana 9-laters. And that's what 9-laters is about, this long. You can eat 9-laters all week long. Now they got this little video thing. 25 cents, it was this many.